First up, please welcome a man who we think might be an android, but we're not so sure yet. Please welcome to the stage, Marco.
You're so smart. I feel like I can't be myself around you. Is what my ex-girlfriend said when she left me. Before there was time for me to come up with a suitable reaction, she immediately added, "Besides, your hair is an absolute mess." And this motivates the story I'm about to tell you. So the event I just reenacted happened on the 22nd of March, 2017. Back then, my hair wasn't this short. In fact, it was both long enough that I could have got away with playing the lead guitar in the 1980s thrash heavy metal tribute band without looking out of place, and thick enough that if you were to shine a torch on it, the light would get trapped inside like it would in the supermassive black hole at the center of the Milky Way galaxy. But nonetheless, I was proud of it, and so my ex-girlfriend's criticism cut like a dagger, and I suffered like a dog. For about 30 minutes, after which I decided it was time to move on, and so I set myself an objective. I was to start taking care of myself, and this involved three things. First, I was to start lifting weights. Second, I was to start making a habit out of practicing my social skills, which sometimes ended up with unexpected consequences, but I told you about that last time. And finally, I was to start wearing clothes other than exclusively Metallica, Iron Maiden and Slayer t-shirts. Now, it was going pretty well. I could feel my attractiveness gradually rise, but then it kind of plateaued. I feel like there's only so much you can do to boost your attractiveness based on your genetics. But then I remembered the words of a very successful person I know, who said that in any field, the secret to getting to the top is being aware of who your competitors are. So I figured I should find out who I'm gonna be in competition with once I become a really attractive man. And to do that, I went into Google Images and typed in ridiculously good-looking guy. Yeah, who thought that was going to be a bad idea? The first image that came up, as no doubt most of the ladies will confirm later, was one of Paul Walker looking ridiculously good, with well-developed pectorals major, visible anterior deltoids, mouth-watering external intercostals, glutes visible from outer space, biceps like cannonballs. But what surprised me the most was that he had a buzz cut. So I looked at that picture and thought, so let me get this straight, Mr. Ridiculously Good-Looking Guy. You're telling me you can get away with having the #1 most low-maintenance hairstyle in the world and still get to be at the top of the Google search results for Ridiculously Good-Looking Guy? I'm interested. So I walked across the street to the nearest barber and asked for a number 3. When I was done, I looked at myself in the mirror and had to honestly ask myself, what had made me think that just because a genetically gifted, really fit, internationally renowned model looked good with a shaved head, then I was expecting it to follow that so would I. But it was a bit too late by then. You're probably wondering why I'm telling you about something that happened more than 1 year ago. So let me turn your attention to something which happened a lot more recently. About 1 2/5 of a month ago, I went on a hike. There was a cute girl there who I thought I recognized, I just couldn't remember where from. After talking to her for a bit, she tells me a story about some weird guy she once went on a date with, who turned up with a guitar case, without a guitar inside, that he was using as a rucksack. I was about to reply, "Ha, what a coincidence. I used to use my guitar case as a rucksack when I was a student." When all of a sudden the penny dropped. I had seen her before. In fact, we'd been on a date before I cut my hair short, and that's why she hadn't recognized me. It then occurred to me that I had a unique opportunity to get some honest feedback about how I come across as a person. But, I was kind of scared that if I kept speaking to her for too long, she'd recognize me because of my accent, which people usually describe as a bit different. So I left the conversation as soon as I got the chance, and made a mental note to invest in a proper rucksack. You've been really kind, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.
Back in 2007, I typed in ridiculously handsome man on Google, and I got Jack Osborne.